I'm John Proxy, and welcome to the Proximity. I'm having a Control Foundation adventure. At the end of the last episode, I was doing lots of speculating on things, like the word ley line, where the word ley comes from.
It won't go any higher. I wonder if I can charge it up somehow.
I can charge it up somehow. We go. So yeah, ley means like meadow. So I'm assuming it's just sort of geographical. I thought it was going to go down. I also looked up a couple other things. This should have been obvious to me, but yes, Finland is a Nordic country, but Finland has its own mythology. Like, which should have. I say it should have been obvious because the janitor is like a Finnish god, isn't he? But yeah. Power cores. After numerous attempts, I finally found a way to intercept and contain the ambient energy of the ley lines, a kind of non-Aristotelian a battery I've dubbed the power core. I admit it was difficult capturing the energy I can barely measure, much less interact with. Luckily, it seems that the porous stone of the Foundation's caverns possess such conductive qualities. Using stone flakes and copper wire, my power cores connect significant powers. This is Ash again. My early prototypes collected too much, in fact, but I've since reinforced the container. We don't yet know the repercussions of tapping into the power field. As a precaution, these devices should not be taken outside of the house. Ideally, the Bureau should no longer need to rely on the typical energy sources. It's my greatest feat of engineering yet. I've always had an interest in invention. I like the creativity it allowed, set within the firm boundaries of logic and physics. Father never approved, calling it mundane science. That in mind, I dedicate this invention to Theodore Ash Sr. May he scowl in peace. That's really cool. I love the idea of them explaining these power cores. They don't come from nowhere. What else did I look up? Oh yes, the concept of the patriarchy. It's late 60s, so 1966 is possibly too early for him to have thought that. I mean, he may have been ahead of the curve, but it seems unlikely. What am I trying to achieve? Or do I need to do this for everything? Maybe it's not the same type of power core. Really, that isn't a power core at all. Maybe I need the one that's actually on. There we go. So if you're curious, I looked that up. And it wasn't a massively popular idea in the 60s either, even with the counterculture stuff going on. You know, it's had a modern resurgence. Should be pretty obvious.
Entry day plus 51. Northmore has ordered an all-hands search for objects similar to the service weapon. He claims there are more in the house, though I don't see how he's so certain. He's been strange lately, talking about joining greater causes, and frequently mentioning the pyramid. After pressing him, he finally described this pyramid to me. Inverted, black, mathematically perfect. Oddly enough, Adam and the other id have shown me numerous inverted triangles painted on the cave walls. Surely there's a connection, but I don't see it yet. As far as occult symbols go, triangles are by no means rare. Flood, Levi, Kroll, they used that shape like it was going out of fashion. Standing on their base, triangles signify stability and strength. Inverted on their points, they represent conflict and stagnation. Of course, the orientation is just a matter of perspective. Looking at the pyramid from below gives you one, from above another. Northmore says he looks up at the inverted pyramid. I have to wonder, is anyone standing over it, looking down?
Cool. That's a nice piece of insight. It's a cool idea as well. That a pyramid and an inverted pyramid are the same thing, mathematically speaking. Take control. We're back in the same room again. Killed my ally, didn't I? Ah, bollocks. Well, then again, shall we? Don't know why I did that. What direction is it? I don't know. Okay. Okay, shouldn't be walking around blindly. Neat. I'm not confident. Ooh, a token. You're not confident of what, John? That I'd finished them all, but apparently I had it, so that's fine.
That damn gun. Faith. Not sure she's ready.
I'm here, aren't I? I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
I've served under 2 directors. 3 now, I suppose. Trench and I worked our way up together. We made it through the tough cases, the bad days, the casualties. He was the epitome of a good agent. Smart, decisive, selfless. And he picked up that damn gun. Becoming director is a formal process overseen by the board. Lots of ritual and mystery. After that, key staff provide detailed briefs on all classified matters, past and present. But with Faden, well, there's no protocol for field promotion. The girl's smart, has a good head on her shoulders. I'm trusting her to handle the hiss upstairs, while I hold them off here. All this shit with the nail, the board, I'm not sure she's ready. Besides, I work better alone.
Okay, I may have to watch.
I only heard of the Foundation when I became head of operations. The very bottom of the oldest house, director access only. Just the name alone is classified. Zachariah gave me a tour the day I was promoted. Said I should see it for myself, to understand. After that, I snuck down on my own from time to time to keep tabs on the place, and on them. But nothing ever changed down there. Not even the walls. It's solid, permanent, different from the rest of the house. Of course, they were always watching me. I never stayed long. I'm not stupid. I have to stop the hiss from finding this place. I'm the only one who can.
Yeah, then. I think he's just these things. Yeah. Well, I'm missing 4. I have to hope that's because I went to the places in the wrong order. Meteor Hill, AWE3. Per archival... Pardon? This was in Sawyer County, Wisconsin. Per archival mandates 8.A, this document's been edited to meet the current administrative standards. Certain terminology may be out of date. The retrieval material was subjected to Falstrom's array, configuration 74B, but the tests were halted as the matter began to physically elude the equipment. Attempts to constrain the element were made, but under further stress it became vaporous. The researchers suffered corrosive injuries prior to their deaths. The child victims at Meteor Hill recounted the material enveloping them in a pleasant manner upon making contact, but when discovered they were redacted and screaming. Bodily changes were perceived immediately. Deformities, loss of pigment in the skin and hair. Mental symptoms surfaced in subsequent examinations. Confusion, heightened aggression. The Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions gave statements claiming the incident was caused by debris from poorly made Russian satellites, which the public accepted with no complications. The children were sent to the Bureau's recuperation facility in Redacted to receive help away from society. Meteor Hill. mean, I could have just floated to over there, but... Ooh. Just came from there, didn't we? Did I do that right? I don't know if I actually got the thing or not. Reach the base camp. Okay, the map's been improved, but I still don't goddamn know my way around. I'm gonna go back to the top. I'm a bit unclear about what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Or was that the base camp? No, I was wrong. Better. Who sets up these piles of stones? Hey, come and meet me. Cool. Oh, I like the ability to actually make walls. That makes a lot of sense. What even is that? I wasn't expecting that to explode on me. I can't remember how to change these. Oh, whatever. Nope. Hang on, where was I? No. Dang it. Right. Try and get there again. Do only have 2 abilities. My explorations, this is Ash again, of the Foundation have resulted in yet another mystery, a fascinating series of etchings on large stone tablets. The tablets themselves are likely not native to the Foundation, seeing as they're slabs of sedimentary stone, quite different from the cave's categorization defying rock. Their placement and form are also too intentional to be naturally occurring. But who braved this place to carry them in, and for what purpose? I discovered a 5-point macro entanglement between the tablets, with the pillar at its centre. These links seem to extend beyond our level of consciousness. Some astral realm I can't detect. Is Northmore's board somehow tied to all this? The etchings on these tablets are similarly curious. They differ from the cave paintings in style and technique, so are clearly not of the same origin, but the visual narration, are they? I don't know why I misread that. The visual narration of some event, or do they indicate intent, a wish, a plan? They only seem to consist of a tree and a pillar, but the sizes are either or are inconsistent. What does that signify? I'm missing key pieces of this puzzle, and it's unlikely I'll ever find them. Now confused. I just went in a circle, you know. Oh no, there was 2 ways out. No, I didn't mean to press that button. I want to change my gun. Sorry. To the upper warehouse. I'm doing a thing. Warehouse. I was certainly attempting a thing. You know what? I think there's something to what I was trying to do. Like, it's certainly interesting that it only shows them on the way up. I think that the first one is here. Like, there's a pattern to them, but there's just, like, no time, but... That's great. I don't know how to do it.
Another etching, like the one I used to get in here. Yeah, it does sort of look like the house is Yggdrasil from that etching. Also looks like an upside down stickman with cool hair. Is this the lock/key the board told me about?
And the other one's going to be too big.
Just doing my job.
Right, we have a key. Been well seasoned.
First one down. Director Faden's got this covered.
Where am I going? I guess I could go to the crossroads. I was probably in the correct room already. I could just do this. To the crossroads. I think I'm gonna let you go. Did I just teleport? Oh, hang on.
You got this, Director.
Thanks, guy.
It's been 5 days since we first entered the building. Traversing the interior is dangerous due to the shifting, but we did manage to find a lower cavern that seems structurally predictable, which is a scientific way of walls and cracks in our sleep.
Where's the next one we're going to? I can't do that one yet because it requires special powers. Oh.
Jesse, hey! Emily, how did she get down here?
What are you doing down here, Emily?
What do you mean? You called me down, remember?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, that's right. You didn't. But then, I remember you needing me to come here. I mean, you even told me how to get in. Let's just chalk it up to synchronicity so we can get to work.
She takes everything in stride.
The board called me down here to deal with the situation. The astral plane is...
Colliding with our world, I know. Isn't it fascinating? I never even considered that the astral plane could be a physical volume expanding beyond its dimensional container. The bleed is localized to this area, but its growth rate seems steady. Given time, it will consume the entire Bureau, and possibly beyond.
That's what I'm here to stop. The board told me to fix the nail over there by dismantling 4 locks in the astral plane. Funny, I think it's put itself back together a bit.
So that could be due to the law of inverse exchange. For every associated component you remove, this nail reconstructs. Or possibly some variation of anti-sympathy. Don't worry, I'll look into it. Did you notice all the Bureau infrastructure? It looks like there was a research team stationed down here at some point. Do you think Darling knew about this?
I'd put money on it. That reminds me, have you seen Marshall? She contacted me over the hotline, but then I saw her walking around.
No, I didn't.
I haven't seen her. The hotline only connects to extraplanar entities. Or dead people. But Marshall's proved time and time again that she's a survivor.
That's exactly what I thought.
Anyway, I've been looking into the minerals growing down here. Have you noticed how they insist on maintaining a certain form? Maybe some sort of a state memory, or they consciously prefer a certain shape?
I think we're on a clock here, Emily. I need to stop the astral bleeding before it brings the oldest house down. See what you can find out from the nail in the meantime. And send out some rangers to look for Marshall. She may be in trouble.
Will do, Jesse. If you see anything interesting, remember to take detailed notes.
Cool. Glad I did that. Hope's collection.
Jesse, you're back. So did you
Oh, I
find
never
anything
left.
noteworthy? The original Bureau expedition down here left so much interesting stuff behind.
Like their ID cards. I picked up a weird one. It's pretty old.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I found a few ID cards myself. Or, more accurately, the Rangers found them for me.
Are you starting a collection?
I'm going for the whole set. I kid, of course. But I suppose they are sort of like baseball cards, except for Bureau stuff from the 60s. Hey, the one you found is different than mine. It looks like it's a higher clearance level.
A rare one, then. Want to keep it, Emily?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But I think you should hang on to it for now. High clearance access might come in handy.
Sounds like you have something in mind.
Guilty. See, I've been going through Dr. Ash's notes, or the ones I can find, anyway. Like Darling, he seemed to enjoy hiding his most relevant research. From what I gather, there is another floor beneath the warehouse with a special lab that requires 5 high-level staff members just to access. Here, take this. It's an old skeleton key. Something else the Rangers found. I give them $5 for every useful trinket they bring me.
I'm gonna assume this key is my ticket to that lower floor. And that super secret lab you mentioned.
Bingo bango, as Dr. Darling used to say. Well, keep your eyes peeled for more ID cards around the warehouse. If Ash's notes are reliable, and I'm sure they are, then 5 is the magic number.
Cool.
All the tests I run on the nail keep coming back as nonsense, and a couple of my instruments have already broken.
Maybe we should take that as a sign to pack it in?
I didn't take you for a quitter, Dr. Saba. There's a reason I packed a black rock-plated microscope.
Okay, we've got more to talk about because of that symbol, but we'll do that at the start of the next episode. I've been John Proxy, you're now leaving the proximity.